Mr. Schmidt, it's the first question you'll answer first. Delegate Perky, you'll get the 2-minute rebuttal.
I get a question to change the rebuttal?
No, sir, we're just going straight to the questions. Mr. Schmidt, do you feel that Virginia Beach needs a light rail from Newtown Road to the ocean front? Why or why not?
I believe the light rail solution is a critical part of any transportation solution we need to have in the Commonwealth. And you need to take light rail and couple that with high-speed rail, presuming that light rail would go to the baseball stadium and you could take high-speed rail up to Petersburg and then places north like Washington and New York. Think about it in the reverse. If we have tourists who come to Virginia Beach, their biggest concern is that they can't get through our tunnels. And if you're spending $3,000 on a vacation and you get stuck in the tunnel, you're not going to come back here. So think of the tourists in Poughkeepsie and Schenectady and Baltimore who would like to come here by rail, could take it in to Harbor Park, get on light rail, and come to the beach. It would be an enormous benefit to our tourism industry, and I think with the condition of our roads, that the rail is an integral part of what we need to do to get the process started to having a unified and holistic transportation solution.
Thank you. Delegate Perky, same question for you.
I'm certainly in favor of light rail and certainly in favor of anything we can afford. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the highway transportation situation, it's all tied to light rail as well. Democrats controlled the state for 140 years. The Republicans had control, basically some control for 5 to 6 years. And when you look at the highway funding formula put in place by the Democrats some 40 years ago, it's still in place. It dramatically really disadvantages Hampton Roads in Northern Virginia. And we don't quite have the votes yet to change that or really to affect the light rail situation. And ladies and gentlemen, I did in fact oppose the 5-cent a gallon gasoline tax. I supported a 10-cent a gallon gasoline tax because very frankly, every penny, we had a referendum out there and we were trying to really have the referendum passed. I went out and supported it, and light rail was part of it. I went to function after function after function, stood before groups like this, and supported the light rail. And ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the referendum, it failed miserably. Tolls will be part of any measure that we pass. I mean, if you look at the tolls that are going to come in, they're going to be on every rail, every bridge that comes in. And in fact, what we need to look at very closely is what the light rail will cost the citizens of Virginia Beach, what it will cost, and the benefit, and really how much per passenger we're going to look at. Indeed, I'm very much in favor of it. But at the same time, if you look at the stimulus money that's been provided by Washington, you know, our governor now spends one out of every 7 days out of the state doing work for the DNC and not being here. And this is one of the reasons that the stimulus money that's been provided by the federal government has not been properly spent in this state. And I ask him to stay in the state, take care of transportation, and help us spend the money that the federal government gave us.